Mon Cala was the aquatic world that became one of the Empire's first examples of Imperial aggression across the galaxy. But what happened on this world post the Clone Wars? Now, Mon Cala was instantly a place of interest for the Empire. It was incredibly rich in minerals, particularly kelptine, which was used by Imperial shipyards to make their fleet. Now, the Empire demanded this resource at an incredibly high rate at a fraction of its market value. Being in the Republic, Mon Cala was also part of the Empire, and the Imperial ambassador to the world used this against the Mon Cala king Li Cha, stating that if he wanted to remain as part of the Empire and avoid its wrath, then he would adhere to their demands. However, Li Cha had a secret. He had given former Jedi Master Ferren Barr sanctuary on the world. Now, Barr had fallen significantly from the path of the light following Order 66, and it began convincing the king to resist, to show the rest of the galaxy that the Empire could be resisted and to start a rebellion. Now, Sidious knew that a Jedi was in hiding on Mon Cala and dispatched Vader and a team of Inquisitors and their private detachment of clone Inquisitor troopers to the world. However, just as Vader's team arrived, the Imperial ambassador was killed in a bombing. And in response, Grand Moff Tarkin, who was overseeing the tense negotiations with Mon Cala from his Star Destroyer in orbit, ordered the Imperials to begin landing and seize control of Dak City, one of the largest above-ocean cities on the world. King Li Cha begged Tarkin to stop the Imperials' assault. However, Tarkin refused, stating that he was returning order to the world following the ambassador's death. Truthfully, Tarkin knew that he was going to have to seize the entirety of the world at this point, and if not by shrewd politics and negotiation, then by Imperial might alone. And he knew he was going to need Dak City as a staging area for resupplying. However, Mon Cala as a world was a form of fortress protected by deep oceans, and the ISB had done little to predict the world's diverse weaponry and natural threats. For this reason, after Li Cha ordered the evacuation of the city, the Imperials were shocked when titanic whale creatures breached from the ocean, causing a huge tidal wave that destroyed the entirety of Dak City, killing nearly all Imperial forces. The Imperials responded by sending staging platforms above the world's oceans. However, again, they underestimated Mon Cala's technology. Their energy shields were useless against the ballistic missiles used in an attack led by Jil Akbar. The Imperials ultimately underestimated the defense of Mon Cala, and it forced the Imperials to attack their cities where they were outmatched and in unfamiliar territory. As well as this, Admiral Raddus had taken their merchant fleet to the southern hemisphere and had created an impenetrable fortress of cruisers. The Jedi's plan had ultimately succeeded. Mon Cala had become an example of something standing against the Empire, and Tarkin knew this could not be allowed. He asked Vader to halt his pursuit of the Jedi and capture the king himself, which he did. Tarkin then asked Vader to take the king to the closest window, and as Vader battled Ferren Barr, who had escaped the Inquisitors, Tarkin ordered an orbital bombardment of the entire world. All the major cities were being destroyed along with all other key locations, and countless of the Mon Cala would be dying. The world was in ruin. Realizing that he had been deceived by the Jedi, Li Cha begged Tarkin for a ceasefire, and Tarkin offered a counter-proposal. Li Cha would be taken into custody, but the bombardment would continue. At this point, it was a statement. As the bombardment approached the southern hemisphere, Admiral Raddus ordered the fleet to scatter, leave Mon Cala, and this would eventually go on to join the Rebel Alliance, providing a huge amount of their capital ships for the rebellion. Mon Cala was mostly devastated in this attack, its people made homeless with majority of the settlements being scorched. Tarkin knew a peaceful resolution would not have been afforded. This sent a clear message that the Empire was not to be negotiated with, but to be obeyed. The Empire turned the world into nothing more than a slave camp. The Quarren and Mon Calamari became forced labour to the Empire. It would have its resources, regardless of the cost. Ultimately, the sacking of Mon Cala was one of the earliest examples made by the Empire. Their military was large, and they knew they no longer had to rely on the Imperial Senate. Sidious was seizing more and more power, and this would go on throughout his rule. But what do you think of Tarkin's handling on Mon Cala? Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If so, please remember to like, sub and share, as it's really appreciated and always helps the channel grow. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter @TheLoreGuy for regular updates. Thanks again for watching, I do hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.